Hi everyone, welcome back to another edition of the Velvet Lounge Life. And yes, we are continuing our series where once every couple of weeks or so, I will be putting out updates as to where I am in creating a junk journal from scratch. So what I mean by from scratch, obviously, is we all create these from hand. But what I mean is I'm going to be showing you some of my process, my thoughts and decisions as to what I'm doing and why. And of course, one of our favorite subjects is where I get my materials, aka the ephemera, the bits and bobs, and other goodies that I use to create my personal mixed media art. So I blew this page up on purpose so it would seem a little bit, I don't know, mysterious when you looked at it, but now we'll bring it back down to size. And this is a page that I'm working on, and I actually have a few pages here for you guys to look at, as well as you will see the final cover that I decided on, and I did put it together so that cover is complete. Another thing that we have that will be coming up in a separate video, and it's probably going to be done over, I'm thinking maybe 5-6 videos, is I have I'm going to call it a scrapbook album that goes back from the late 1700s into approximately 1880, maybe 1870, 1880. So it is very old. It's from the family here in New England, and it has everything imaginable in it, you guys. It's like a treasure chest of, I mean, positive history as well as some very negative history things are in this, unfortunately, as well. So in this scrapbook, like I said, there's a bit of everything, even some risque things, some medical things, some historical things that we don't like are in here, but obviously mixed in with all the ugly is all the absolute beauty. So that will be coming up, and like I said, that's going to be a lot of videos simply because the book in total probably has, I'm going to say, maybe 200 pages in it, and every page is chocked full of ephemera. So it was something that I feel very blessed and lucky to have, and I'm going to be sharing with you guys as well as the fate of it in the future. So without further ado, let's get into this. So in this card, I simply placed there just to fill in space. So this page is still a work in progress, but what you see is I have one of my medallions that I created here. And once again, this particular junk journal, the subject matter is, I hate using this word, and I'm going to come up with something a little more sexy and provocative, but it's commercialism. So the things that we buy because we need them, the things that we buy because we simply want to indulge and we want them. So here you'll see that this is a label from this actual threading is made of cotton, and it says knit crow, and I don't remember what it says. I think it says stitch under here. And this actually came from a New England estate. It dates back to, I would say, the early 1900s, maybe 1910, 1920. And I was lucky enough to find an entire bag of this particular knit crow and stitch string in different colors and shades. And I actually used it, and you can see it says 300 yards, so that lasts for a while. And then, of course, I was like, what am I going to do with the labels? Hey, what? Add it to a junk journal. Bam, done. And up here we have, this is actually part of one of my business cards, or one of my collectible postcards, as I like to call them. And this is a real admit one ticket. And what I did is I simply took one of my markers and gave it this rainbow effect. And as I stated, here we have the medallion. Within the medallion, this is actually from one of my sticker books, which I have reviewed on this channel. So if I remember, I will attach a card to that so you can go look at those videos. It's, I think, very good, and we had tons and tons of excellent feedback on those videos to let people know the pros and cons of these sticker books, how to use the sticker books, and how to get the stickers to look like this, because when you take them out of the book, they have these crazy borders around them. And I actually spend the time, I think, I didn't know this, but I think the phrase is fussy cut. I don't know if that's accurate, but I actually like taking the time to cut out all the little intricate pieces and parts, and I did that. Here we have some, what I call updated trade beads, and then this, of course, is mother of pearl with brass around it. It was actually a button, and I actually had to snap off the shank on the back. I know, evil sin, sacrilege. This is from, it's not an S&H green stamp, but it's a book that's similar to that rivaled them. It might actually be a green stamp, but just in a different color. And here, this is a piece of an old measuring tape. This is a tiny little advertisement. It's so cute because it's so tiny. And a little bit of a feather up above her head. Why not? And of course, I did a video about creating these, so you guys can also check that out. I'll leave a link for that down below as well. Here I have what I just like having some kind of interaction in the books besides just looking at things. So I do put like little danglers. I put things that pop out. I, do things where you can like turn and spin things. I think that makes these books so much more interesting. And then here I have some old stamps, some more advertising labels. You can see those. This is a large envelope. It goes from here to here, here to here. I actually did some decorative cutting above. And of course, you can see it has the vellum here, so that if you put like this is one of my postcards that I create. And people actually are collecting my postcards, you guys. Thank you. I'm glad about that. But you can put whatever in here and use it almost like a picture frame. And then what I did is I did sew this side so that it creates another little separate pocket. And here is it. This is actually from an advertisement, this little boy. I cut him out and I taped him sideways because, hey, little boys can be sideways. A little ad here. And that's what made up this page. So, oh, and you see there's like decorative papers on this as well. And actually, I will show you inside of her world a little bit closer. But I hope that while I create these, like I said, one of the ideas of these videos is that you guys would also be creating at the same time. You could be creating at a quicker pace than I am, obviously. I'm working on numerous projects all the time, all at one time. But, my hope is just to get us like working on something together. So here we have two gigantic, I think that this one might be a butterfly. This one is definitely a moth, and I just love how gigantic these are. So if I take a standard size business card, they're larger than a standard size business card because they're so big. And I like that. I love the exaggeration. Here we have, this is from Bell Seasoning. We actually buy this seasoning and use it in poultry products. So I always love this label, even as a child. And when you buy this, the seasoning literally comes in a box. There's no plastic bag or wax paper bag inside. It's simply inside of this box. And then after the box was over, my mother used to throw them away. I never, as a child, had any thoughts about what I wanted to do with them. But as an adult, I can buy 20 boxes of this Bell Seasoning and do many things with them. So this one, I just made this little flipper with it. And this chain does move. Like I said, you know me, I like action. So I made it so that you can like play around with this chain. Just imagine like you're a child, you're looking at this with your mom, your grandma, your aunt, your uncle, whoever it is. And there are things that actually do things. I just love that. And this string obviously is twine, is a bit flirty within itself. Then within here, I actually have 2 pockets. So this pocket, and yes, this spins because, hey, it's me. You know it has to do that. Let me just see. I should have made sure the pockets were fully open. Oh, yeah, they are. So you have this pocket here, and then you have this little tuck right here. So it's a pocket and a tuck. I said 2 pockets. I was wrong. It's a pocket and a tuck. And the tuck is wide enough to put a business card or even a photograph in there. And also I have this decorative fabric, which is right here on the edge. And buttons. I sewed this button in a different way. Instead of going through the 4 holes, I did the side hole kind of thing. And I made this so that it spins and it says, "Let people vote." So stop stealing their voting rights. And then this, you could spin it from here as well. And of course, more decorative fabric. And the cool thing about this, you can use this as a pad of paper to make all of your notes. And obviously it's from a restaurant checklist or, you know, customer's check. And then the other thing that happens with this, these pages are attached, and it's for a reason, because when you open it, you have another surprise. So you have this, I think they call it honeycomb. And I actually got this off of some I think it was 1967 Hallmark, and that's for sure, decorations, and they were table decorations. And I actually just took the decorations, I cut them up into different bits and bobs that I'll be using in other projects. And then I wanted to use this honeycomb, and I decided to put it in here to use it as a pop-out. So I thought that was like a cool surprise. Nobody would be expecting that. And then here we have another area to tuck things in, and I'm big on tucking, storing, and writing, because I think that these should be usable. So you have plenty, like here, you could write here, you could write here, you could flip this over, and obviously there's more places to write. There's this pocket here, as you just saw, which really isn't a pocket. This is more of a picture frame, and there's no vellum here or anything. That's just open. But then there's a place here to tuck things in as well, so you can really get your tuck on. And then right here, there's the Bigelow tea bag, which is also a place where you can tuck in some of your little bits and bobs. Let me just take out a card so that I can have something to tuck in there. So as you can see, I can easily tuck a business card in there. Obviously, you could put smaller items, and you could put a slightly bigger card in here as well. There's plenty of room. I'm kind of known for I'm known for the pop-outs. I'm known for the medallions. I am known for the tea bag conversions as well. And I think I'm known for some other things in the junk journal community, mixed media art. So yeah, I'm always trying to think of like something different to do. And I love this little conversion chart. It is from 1963. You can see the oldest date is right, I think you can see that. Yeah, is right here at the bottom. And that is actually from a brochure from the New York Stock Exchange. So I thought that was really interesting. Here we have, this is from a tea bag. I love using little tabs. I hung this little orb from it. This is a gorgeous little cutout from a magazine about antiques. So what a cool juxtaposition that is. Then we have this page, which is once again a work in progress, as you can see. And I'm kind of experimenting with this application. What it is, I have a ton of lace, beautiful, decorative, all different colors of the rainbow. lace that is from a friend of mine that lives in New Hampshire. And it is, I'm trying to figure out like what to do with the lace. And I do use it in junk journals. The one thing I'm not, how can I say this? I don't overly jump up and down about is when a junk journal is too laced out. So what I mean by that is there's just an overabundance of lace and it's just fluffy and filling up everything. And hello, lace is a dust collector. So I kind of like using lace, you know, sparingly and strategically. I created a Golden Book junk journal purse. I'm going to say maybe a year and a half ago. And once again, I will try to remember to attach the link to down below in the comments and in the description of this video for everything I referenced. And that was, once again, a big hit in the junk journal community. No one had ever seen that done before. They used golden books before, but they never created them so that they were also a purse. That's what made it different. But what I did on that is I just look at it, and I'm looking at it across the room now, and I'm like, wow, that has a lot of lace on it, which is material, which I do dust it. It looks great. You can also put it in a protective cover if you want to go there. You could actually put it in a display box or even a display table, etc. All those things would protect it from the dust. But, you know, I don't want to have a ton of these things with, you know, with too much lace on them. So I've been trying to experiment with different ways to use the lace that I have because it's so beautiful, so pretty. I love it and appreciate the fact that my friend from New Hampshire sent it to me. So, and I'm saying New Hampshire instead of New Hampshire on purpose, just to let you know it's an inside joke thing, kind of. And so, this is one of the things I did, and I simply did this using I was trying to make like cards out of it using decoupage, and I just used some acrylic markers on top to accentuate the flowers. But I did not stick a card or any ephemera on the back of this, but I think I am going to, because now it's nice and stiff and you could actually decoupage on the back of this. And then I just sort of sewed it on this page. So like I said, this is a work in progress, this page. I created this nice big side open sort of bottom slide out pocket. So you have this nice easy slide out pocket. There's a joker. And also this is a pull out accordion partially so that you can open it up. I just love this ad. I love the way she looks in her 1930s attire. And I think, I don't know what she's doing. She's a server for sure. But then you can open it up here and you can see the rest of the ad, and then you can close this up, but then you can open it here. And this is from a ex-library book, so a decommissioned library book, and it was added to the Wood Memorial Library collection in 1976. But anyway, you could flip this down and you have a place to make some secret notes. But like I said, the rest of this page still needs to be completed. But I just wanted to see show you guys where I was with it. However, the back of the page is complete. So here we have, and I'll bring it closer so you can see it better, another medallion. When I made this one, I was thinking about the sun and light. I am going to probably say that she is finished. I actually went in with watercolors and acrylic markers to enhance this image, which is actually from a collection of stickers that I got off of Temu, believe it or not. And I will actually go through a Temu video with you guys so that, first of all, you could get 30% off of your first order with them, 30% off, and there is no limit. So if you wanted $300 worth of stuff, guess what? you're going to get $100 off almost. So, or yeah, I think is it 100? Almost 100. So it's an amazing deal. And I'm telling you guys, the best time to shop with them is with that 30% off coupon and free shipping. So that will be coming in a future video as well. But they do have some really cool things that you have never seen anywhere before. And the good thing is you can tell how many people have purchased that item, so that if it's like a saturated market item, like let's say 5 million people, well, there's not that many, but let's say that 7,000 people purchased it, maybe you want to buy the item where only 43 people purchased it, and you'll get something that's more special and before other people have it. But here I got this Trader Joe's gift card for Christmas for my sister. And I just thought, I knew immediately when I saw the card that I was going to be using it in my junk journal. And then this is another card that came from my Amazon testing orders. I test products for Amazon and they give me the products after I test them. I pay absolutely nothing for anything to do it. And you have to be specially invited to the program. They're very selective, and there's a very minute number of people that actually do their testing of products for them. But yeah, so I thought this was, I love this side. It's my favorite. But then we also have this side, which reminds us of a young Harry Potter. And so I decided to stick that in there. So yes, this is a little side pocket. Here we have another flip up of this t-shirt. Plenty of space down here to write. This actually has a postal cancellation on it. I love this t-shirt. I remember having this for a while saying, ooh, what am I going to use it for? Well, guess what? Used. And then you have, this is actually a sticker from one of my sticker books. I cut that out. All the certified mail was already on this envelope, obviously, when it was canceled out. I punched out a couple stars. I added this barbell price tag, jeweler's price tag, really, just as something to grip and turn the page. Here, this is from a war ration book, which is from World War II. I know, yes, I definitely use that kind of stuff in my junk journals. And then here, we have, actually, let me get another card out. Let me show you how this works. Actually, I'll use this one. And here we have a different type of belly band. So it opens. You could just stick your item right in there. This postcard is old, so it's a little bit tattered. Actually, it's not strong enough because it's old. And it just wants to kind of crumple. So you just go right in here and you could stick your card in, whatever it is, card, paper, letters, notes. And actually I'll probably just leave it in there. But it has this curvature to it. I love the fact that it has a collar and the buttons. And yes, it came from Hampton.com. And then here, you can flip this page and have more area for writing. And then you have this gorgeous floral gift wrap paper in here. I just went around part of the edge here with a metallic gold marker. Here we have this little collage or mini scrap. Let me just get another card for that. Mini scrap. I'm going to call it collage that I put together, but you know me, it had to go a little bit further, and it can actually, you know, hold some of your items in there just like that, you know, just small things, nothing big. It even has, you can hold them here because this flower is actually a, like, sort of like a 2D, 3D effect. So it actually has like 3 tiers to it. It has this tier, the back tier, and of course, you can go right in here as well, fully with your card. Or, once again, you could just turn it sideways. I don't know why I'm having trouble getting this in sideways, but not getting it in this way. That's really weird. But there you go. So there's several uses for this little tiny bit, and you can see it has washi paper. It has, the flowers actually came from a gift that someone had wrapped, and they put a bunch of these cool little 3D flowers on it. I used my punch. These are actually maple leaves. This washi tape is of, I believe, some kind of yellow flower. I thought they were daisies at first, Shasta daisies, yellow, but not sure. A perfume bottle I cut out of an antiques magazine, and hello, there always has to be a Ferrero Rocher somewhere. You guys who know me know that that's my favorite candy. And then here, this is from an Ayers sarsaparilla bottle label, but you flip it open and you talk about magic wizard wands. Hello, thank you. Right here, we have this gorgeous piece of gold lame paper. And down here, we have more hidden places for writing as well. And another label. This actually came off of a comforter that we purchased. I just thought it was hilarious because it's just funny that when you get those and they'd be like, don't cut them off. Like, you're going to prison if you do. And you're like, oh, when I get older, I realize that's not true. So here is the final cover that I will be using on the front of this particular project. So I do go all out on the backs of my projects as well, but usually most of those are flat lay type items. Front, of course, I wild with some I'm just trying to see, oh, okay. It's not gonna let me adjust it any more than that. So here we have everything that is a final. So some things I did move around. There were a couple things I added, and of course, obviously, some things I edited out and I will not be using. One of the things I did is I added the grommets that they're nice, big, and thick. And then here, I also have these little danglers, which I made from some beads. And I also added the metal corners to this, the brass corners. But every corner has like these little dangly things. Once again, you know me, I like for things to be, you know, something that's interactive. Here we have this beautiful buckle. And I actually sewed in this black satin ribbon with red threads just to make it stick out and add another pop of color. Yes, the zipper is movable, but not zippable. And then here, because if you get something and you just want to clip it to the front of this, guess what? You can do that with this clip. So there's this purple clip. Obviously, this is going to dangle about and move around. And, oh, I added this little piece. This is actually from a Boyd's Bear collection. And since this book is about basically commercialism, which I said, I will find another sexy, provocative title for it. This has, you know, milk, it has eggs, it has a chest, it has this, I assume this is a guitar. And I just thought for some reason that it fit on top of this cover perfectly. And there's some other things that I added as well, as you guys can see. And if you compare it to the previous version of this particular cover. And this, should I use this? Yeah, I don't know who this lady is, but it's just a funny picture of a lady with a really unhappy looking little doggy. But yes, you guys, there's a cover. I'm sorry, there's a pocket right here on the cover of the book. So that is definitely not something that you see often, is you have a cover here. Everything I'm trying to put in here is too large for it though, but let's go with a trusty business card that always fits, and or a trusty greeting card that also fits. So that is where I am so far with this project. My next phase of this project is to complete this page that is not complete that I showed you guys, as well as obviously to continue making other pages. And as a matter of fact, I have a bonus page I'm going to show you guys. I was kind of saving this one, but why not? This is another, and the reason why I feel like this page is complete, but then I feel like it's not complete. So I truly need your comments, your thoughts, your opinions, suggestions. Please put them down in the comments. I am truly asking. When I look at this page, I don't know why, but I feel like something is missing. It could be color, it could be I'm thinking about like doing some sort of highlighting or coloration in between here on the black. I won't cover the black completely because that is one of the themes throughout the book, but I do feel as if this page needs something. So this came from a newspaper from the 1980s. I know exactly what newspaper this came from, so it's kind of funny. And there's some advertisements here for medical type things. And then we have this, which is actually a pharmacy prescription, which is handwritten, and it's dated March 18th, 1930. It's original. I know, you guys, I know. And then I have, this actually came from sheet music, but what I did is I went in with my watercolors and markers because it was like blue in this ivory color. And I simply just colored things in just to make them pop, or painted them out to make them pop a bit. There's some more medical bottles at the bottom here. There's this little bit that says Dr. J. Watson, and you can flip that open and see. I don't know if I could do it with this. Yep, there you go. And you could just, I mean, it's just a movement. And then here what we have is this little notebook, and I actually used a brad, and this is an old brad, this like a reverse brad, I guess I'll call it. It's the same thing you would use when you would try to close one of those brown envelopes, and it has that little clippy thing. So I took that portion of the brown envelope and put it here, and then I took the little clippy thing and clipped it to the very back of this notebook that I created. First of all, the front of this notebook is an envelope with its vellum, so I actually inserted this inside so that you can actually put things in here. But then you have this cool fairy bottle, is what I called it, a little witchy dude who also happens to be very skeletal. Lion coffee, competitive, because hello, the commercial market is very competitive. And I used a bunch of index cards to create this notebook, and you can see how I glued that there, and then it all comes right back together. And, you know, do I really need to have it, you know, fasten? Not really, but I just thought it was a really different feature. And also, it'll help keep the entire book flatter in the long run. So that's where I am with this page. Like I said, I do feel as if something is missing. I don't know what. Maybe it's enough. Tell me what your thoughts are. And I will go with whatever the popular consensus is, so you can get involved in making this with me too. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe to the Velvet Lounge Life here on YouTube. I am also over on whatnot.com. So some of my antiques, collectibles, vintage items, etc., very interesting oddities. You can, did I say ephemera? Hopefully I did. Jewelry, etc. There's all kinds of things over there that you can help support this channel by purchasing. And just following me over there is also helpful as well. But following me here on YouTube is also very, very important to keeping this channel going. As long as you watch videos for 15 minutes or longer, or just listen to them, that is such a help, you guys. Or just go to one of my playlists and let it roll while you're doing something else. I really would appreciate that, so that we can get this, the watch hours up to 4,000. That's the goal for, I will say, this year. Hopefully we do that before the year is out. We try to make valuable content for you all. So if there's something that you would like to suggest, let me know. I can't do everything. I'm only one person, but I am getting to everything as I can. My husband has pledged to help me if I can meet this goal. So that would be amazing, you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, your health is your wealth. Without your health, you have nothing. So please do your best to take care of yourselves so that you can also take care of someone else.